Okay, round one. We're going to keep this hand. And we're going to use the Fertile Thicket, but I don't think we're actually going to put a land on top. Ooh, that was actually a good draw. Like I said, playing Fertile Thicket, might as well get it out of the way. We'll use it. No land on top. We'll put draw, probably anticipate Grave Birthing, and then some lands. Seems fine. All right, so turn 2, Drone. Turn 3, Familiar. Turn 4, Mindraker. Doesn't seem horrible. So we get to start playing some islands. So we get to go turn 3 Familiar, turn 4 Raker, turn 5 Scatter to the Winds. Doesn't seem horrible. Probably just going to drop the Raker regardless of whether I ingest on my opponent or not. I'm thinking I probably would have attacked there if I'd been my opponent. So I think we actually do want to play the Mindraker here. The reason is we're not likely to process soon, and getting a 3/3 is actually kind of relevant on this board. Holds up the army a little bit. So probably playing against a Swarm Surge deck. If we get Swarm Surged here, we take what? 3, 6, 9, 13. It's survivable. If my opponent plays another big token spell, then I probably want to leave up Scatter to the Winds. But I would like to play Kozilek's Channeler. Brood Butcher's pretty strong card. Certainly a tough one to beat, but we'll try our best. Ooh, Demon's Grasp. Yeah, it seems pretty important at this point, so I think we're just gonna grasp the Butcher now. We don't want it. Don't want him eating our army. So next turn we can leave up Scatter to the Winds with Awaken. As much as I'd love to play that Channeler. All right, now we're definitely, yeah, Scatter the Winds stopping Swarm Surge seems pretty important here. I guess we don't have to show Blighted Cataract just yet. Seems pretty likely he's got a pump effect of some sort, so Scatter the Winds seems pretty important. Mantis, which does put a stop to our Malachor Familiar. I guess we scatter it. The problem is, if I don't scatter this, I don't want to make this trade. Like, we kind of have to fly in above to win. I get another blocker, though, so I guess it's okay. Possibly even get another attacker. But I guess not really since, well, yeah, I don't know. That's a tough one. It actually is tough. Bone splinters. All right. All right. Block here. I think we're likely dying next turn to a Swarm Surge. Ooh. Well, now I want to leave up adverse conditions. So let's say my opponent has Swarm Surge and I adverse conditions. I can take 12 and still live? Okay, seems reasonable to me. Actually, we can take 9 because we get to block too. Yeah. Yep, that is the plan. So we're going to swing for full amounts here. It doesn't matter if we tap the Eyeless Watcher itself or the Scion. I guess if he's... I don't think I cast Condition here. I want to see what he attacks with first. Okay. So he has a removal spell of some sort. All right. Wish I could pump it somehow. If only. He didn't put a token out, but I think because he can put a token out now, I have to leave up adverse conditions. Because if I play Channeler, he could swing with everything, and then I would take 6. Xaxes lethal. So I kind of have to leave up adverse conditions. Wait a second. What's he doing? Okay, well, I guess now I can play the Channeler. Since he can't make tokens right now. And he can't really profitably swing too much, so this seems okay. Still very dead to Swarm Surge. But we were dead. I mean, we were dead to Swarm Surge either way. So any pump spell and we're dead too? Hopefully adverse conditions brings us to victory here. Yeah. Oh, that's too bad. So close yet so far. All right. We actually had the victory too, which is kind of sad. Okay. Close game. Wish we could have gotten there, but we didn't. Let's see if we can do it in game 2. Pathway Arrows seems pretty insane against him. Hedron Blade a little bit less necessary. Sharpshooter 2 seems very good. Okay. So those are the cards we want to bring in. Demon's Grasp seems less good. Even Merc Strider seems less good. Does kill a token, I guess, but Clutch seems less good. I think we'll probably cut a Merc Strider. Clutch does seem less good, though. What's worse, Clutch or Merc? I mean, Merc Strider requires processing. Clutch just takes one of your lands. It feels like one of these should probably be the one to get cut, though. I think a Vacuum Clutch is better. Probably better than Merc. Well, Merc Strider's a creature, though, that can block the 1/1s. Clutch is technically 1/2, but it takes a lot more mana. I don't know, man. That's tough. Both pretty unimpressive. Could cut a Grave Birthing, I guess. Have even less ways to process. That's tough, man. I don't know. I don't know. Guess we'll cut a Grave Birthing. I don't know. I honestly have no idea. It's a really difficult decision to make. Yeah, I think we keep this. Probably find our black mana with the Fertile Thicket, or at least hope we do. If we don't, then we're at least 5 cards closer to finding one. So let's put the Swamp on top. And we'll put... I didn't see there was an Evolving Wilds, but still want to put Swamp on top anyway. It doesn't matter. We want to play that Culling Drone on turn 2. Unfortunately, Pathway Arrows is on the bottom of our deck now. I'm not sure if we have shuffle effects either. It's not the worst. Still going to be able to process post trade. I guess I could have complete disregarded, but I'd rather just... It's not like this card's that great anyway. I'd rather just Grave Birthing here. Found the land. Second Myers Malice, which doesn't seem great here. Guess we just swing. Myers Malice is a whole lot better when you get a 3/3 out of it. Okay, so we'll bounce a token. Which admittedly is not great, but guess I can play Ruin Processor next turn. Could also Myers Malice now for full value, which isn't bad. I don't love Merc Striding or token, then I can't do my Ruin Processor. Let's just Myers Malice. That lets me next turn play a processor. Oh wait, no it doesn't, because I have to sack the Scion. Well, this is a problem. A little bit of a dilemma. Guess I just play Merc Strider, and we're not going to bounce. think I'd rather gain 5 than bounce a token. Seems better. We'll find out. Still get it to Myers Malice next turn, which is pretty good. Alright. Likely setting up for a Swarm Surge, which is a big problem, but not one I can currently deal with. Might be the time to just bust the Rune Processor. Here's our Painful Truths. It seems a bit dangerous right now. Let's, he can just Bone Splinters too. Yeah, it's a big problem. So let's say I Myers Malice, and my opponent Swarm Surges, swings with everything. Opponent swings for everything. 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18 damage. It's a lot of damage. It's legitimately a lot of damage. Then I can follow up with Processor. I think we swing with Merc Strider and I play Myers Malice. Guess he could still... well, no, we didn't see Bone Splinters. We saw Complete Disregard. Doesn't mean he doesn't have Bone Splinters. I'm just going to swing with Merc Strider here. Alright. So I can Myers Malice, set up for Rune Processor next turn. Is that better? I don't know. Actually, don't know the answer to that. If I Myers Malice, I don't have to sack my Scion, and that way if I rip a land, I can just play Processor and still not have to sack my Scion. I think I'm going to just cast Myers Malice. So if he plays Complete Disregard on my Swamp, I could still draw a land and play Processor. Making my opponent discard now. Discarding Bone Splinters is, I mean, maybe it means he has another one. I'm actually not sure. But what that tells me is my Processor should be safer now. If I do get hit by Swarm Surge, I take 18, but then I can go back up to 7 and have a big guy. We're going to take this. Yeah, I really didn't want to see that, but outside of my control, unfortunately. Just one of those things. But absolutely did not want to see that card. It was the last card I wanted to see, I admit. Yeah, absolutely did not want to see that. So I can play Mindraker. I can play Disregard plus Mindraker. Have to lose my Eldrazi for that, which isn't great, since it won't let me play Processor then. Might just need to play the Processor. Too much risk otherwise. Probably had too much risk anyway, but I don't know what to do. Just in one of those really awful spots. Getting rid of the Butcher does seem like an important thing to do. Maybe I should just assume I lose to Swarm Surge, so go with the initial plan of Disregard Butcher plus Mindraker. I think let's just safe to assume that we lose to Swarm Surge. Because I'm just not going to have good blocks for it, regardless. So I think we swing with Merc Strider, and then play Mindraker. But then I only have... No, I guess that doesn't work either. Pretty much just screwed any way you slice it. I really just do not have a good play here. Yeah, it's unfortunate, but just one of those unavoidable things. Land, please. Didn't get the land, which is also unfortunate. So, opponent swings with everything. Block, 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 take 5. I guess we're not dead, and I have Scatter to the Winds. Okay. All right. Can't cast Painful Truths, though. So, all right. This is what we're going to have to do. At least I have the counter to the... Yeah, at least I have the counter to the Swarm Surge or whatever crazy thing he's playing here. So we can't Awaken, though, or else I have one less blocker. So let's just cancel that. That was his last card, too, which is good. I guess if I Awakened there... No, I don't like it. I don't like it. So we'll make this trade, obviously, and then eat a couple of these. Then we just need a land. Guess we're still not technically dead without a land, but land would be nice. All right. Silent Skimmer works for now. Just a land away from really bringing this game back home in our direction. Really hope he didn't just top deck Dominator Drone. It'd make me pretty sad. Okay. Just a land, please, would be great. Yeah, not quite what I wanted, but is an additional blocker, I guess. All right. At least my opponent can't get any value. Doesn't really have a good attack. Just a land, please. There it is. So now I think I can swing with Silent Skimmer. Yeah. I think my opponent's got a great attack here. Painful Truth seems like it's going to be difficult to play, though, this game. Alright, finding the lands now. Painful Truths would bring me to 4 if I use the full mana. Does that seem very good? What am I hoping to draw off Painful Truths? Sky Spawner? Something along those lines. If I swing with Rune Processor, you can just block with Blister Pod, which isn't great. Probably need to cast Painful Truths if I'm ever going to cast it this game. Hope to draw like a Sky Spawner. That would be very helpful. Okay, that's actually pretty reasonable to tell the truth. Let's play Malachor Familiar here. Swing with the Skimmer. Got 5 blockers. Anticipate. Guess we'll take the non-land card. Yeah, it's decent. Let's get in with these two. Drone plus Raker. So I guess I can start swinging with Rune Processor now. He's got 5 blockers to my, or 5 attackers to my 6 blockers. So I guess I can start shipping in with one more guy. Trying to play around Dominator Drone, I guess. But yeah, that's probably fine. Probably just swing with a Mind Raker too. My opponent's at 8. I'm trying to think if I could swing with everything. My opponent could block Void Attendant here, Scion here. Let's say Blister Pod here, here. Yeah, let's try and do the math. Let's say he blocks. How many guys of mine have to get through? The Flyers are getting in, so my opponent's going to 4. So for my 6 other attackers, how would he block? He could block here, eat that, chump, chump, chump. And then he could take that and be left with like 3 guys. Yeah, that'd be lethal on the backswing. So I can't swing with everything. Maybe the safest way to do it is just keep swinging with the Flyers. I'm not exactly sure. Ooh, that's pretty helpful. Let's tap these 2 down. Guess we swing with everything now. Say he has complete disregard. Still feel like he's taking lethal with disregard, right? He gets this 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Maybe not. He could go to 5, lose everything. Go to 1. Okay, well, it didn't happen. Can I trigger the ingest? Guess I can't. He's already dead. Okay. All right. Got game 2 by the skin of my teeth. It's definitely close. I mean, Hedron Blade does let me... The problem is It's not like it's very good against tokens. You're paying 2 mana to maybe let him chump with a token. It doesn't seem that great. I think we just keep the same, try again. Everything worked just fine there. Yeah, we're going to keep this. We've got the sharpshooter, which is particularly good against our opponent. We got the painful truths too, so that's actually not bad. Do I want to find a second blue mana off of Fertile Thicket? It's a reasonable question. We could take the second island. So if I don't take the island, we actually have quite a few. I think that's actually okay. I'm going to take the island here. I want a second blue mana for sure for Scatter the Winds. If I don't take the island, oh, it's a basic land too. That's why I couldn't see Evolving Wilds last time. But if I don't take the island, with the one in my hand, I only have 5 ways left to get one, which isn't a ton. Lost a couple discard effects there, which I think is fine. Carrier Thrall's a good card. So let's bust out the Cutthroat. Cut some throats. Do I want to trade a Cutthroat for a Carrier Thrall? Not really. I think I'm going to take 2 here, probably. Oh, disregard that one. Well, actually, I guess better disregard that than my Sharpshooter. Pathway Arrow is not bad either. And I can play it and equip it next turn. Can't use it right away, though. Still going to play the Sharpshooter here, I think. Seemed like an okay time to play Painful Truths, though, to be honest. But being able to get Pathway Arrows online seems good. We're just taking 2 pretty obviously there. All right. Certainly not what I wanted to see, but no choice. So now I think we just go Island, Pathway Arrows, pass. Pretty obvious Telegraph, I guess. Although Pathway Arrows not that insane with Sharpshooter, is it? So we block Scion. Take 4, which is a lot of damage. Pretty clear Scatter the Winds Telegraph, like I said. Yeah, I think we just use it here. The only reason I'm using it is so I can play other spells coming up here. So I guess we equip. That way I can block plus kill Carrier Thrall. I could have just killed something anyway. But this way I can do both when I get in 2 more turns. Yeah, once again, really did not want him to have Brood Butcher, but can't always get what you want in Magic. So my opponent just untaps, immediately kills Sharpshooter. Where does that leave me? Leaves me a bad spot, is pretty much where it leaves me. So do I need to Painful Truths right now? So go to 8. Opponent untaps Scion to kill Sharpshooter. In response, I Pathway Arrows, take out the other Scion, take 4, which should put me at 4. Probably have to do that if I ever hope to cast Painful Truths. Just hope to find Rune Processor. Mindraker, not as good, unfortunately. But it's okay. Could tap the Brood Butcher to prevent 3 damage to myself as well. So he sacks Eyeless Watcher. I can tap Brood Butcher, just take 2, go to 6. Or take out a Scion, take 4, go to 4. I probably tap the Brood Butcher. I need to prevent as much damage to myself as I can. That's interesting. So I can go... yeah, I've got some options here. I can go Grave Birthing plus Mindraker. I think if I'm going to use Grave Birthing, I'm going to need to save it for Rune Processor. So I think we just play the Merc Strider. I'm also running low on time, which I do realize. I do realize it. But... yeah. I guess I could have just played Mindraker instead. I still need to find Rune Processor, I think, is the key here. So we'll use the Grave Birthing. And I don't think I can use the Mindraker process either. So try and protect ourselves this way. Actually, I guess I should have blocked the Scion, shouldn't I? Probably would have made more sense. Yeah, I really didn't want to see that, but it's just one of those unfortunate things. Yeah, I guess we just die. I guess I'd play both. It doesn't work, though. Prevent 4. No, it looks like I'm just dead, unfortunately. Nothing to be done. Wish this game could have ended in our favor, but just like I said, you just can't always get what you want in Magic. As much as you'd love to. You just can't always get it. Just did not pan out the way I needed it to, unfortunately. So hopefully do a little bit better in round 2. Certainly a extremely disappointing loss here, but it's the way the cookie crumbles. So very disappointed. See if we can do better in round 2.